Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 39 of the Galactic Window Space Podcast. My name is Nick, and in some countries, I'm known as the Orbital Alliance.
And I am just still Tan, also known as Chasing the Milk.
Chasing the milk, mate.
Yes, that's me.
That's me.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Chasing the chipmunks.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you all here in the live chat, tuning in to the podcast live. We're going to have a really good chat about some favorite media relative to space tonight, which we're pretty excited about. I should probably drop this banner, by the way. But yeah, good to see some familiar faces joining us. What's up? What's up?
What up? What up? All kinds of kinds. Angie, welcome in. All right.
If you're brand new to the show tonight, we appreciate you guys tuning in from wherever you are. This is the Galactic Window Space Podcast. We talk about space and astronomy, and we want to make that available to as many people as possible so that you guys can enjoy the night sky in a new way. It's kind of the thing we do. And everybody in the chat here is from all over the planet. And remember, we do live on a planet, right, Tan? We're not just on
Wait.
a flat Earth.
No, let's not go there.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
We are on Earth.
Stoking the flames. Yeah, we are on a planet, and we all share it, and we all get to view the night sky. So let's enjoy it together as a species, and you can do that by conversing in the chat. So feel free to type with the fingers, your digits.
Yeah, come hang out with us. We're here every Monday night, 9 p.m.
Mhm.
And we just want to engage with you guys, talk about space, and every once in a while we'll have some really cool special guests that hop on the show, and we just want to shed some light on astronomy for y'all. So always
right.
excited to be here.
Preach. What's up, Tamara? How's it going? Good morning to you on the other side of planet Earth.
Yeah, somewhere on Earth, she's in a place called Slovenia, I believe. Dude, I think she's been just setting her alarm clock.
Yep.
Just say hi,
Mm-hmm.
hi, and go back to bed. I don't know. I mean, that's dedication.
It is. I mean, that's better than me. I would have just stayed in bed.
Yeah. What's going on? Hello, Tanzanite. Kayla.
Yo, welcome in, gang. Tan, I mean, let's just like kick the door down. Do you want to talk about some cool stuff? Do you want to talk about cool things?
We got some really cool things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Want to talk about the big one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so you guys know that we've been doing this show for quite some time. The Galactic Window has existed officially since September 3rd of 2023, I believe. It was the first episode. So it's kind of about a year and a half old now. And we've exclusively streamed episodes on YouTube, like we're doing right now, ever since. It's kind of been the home base for it. Over time, that's kind of adapted to other branches of delivery. Like we've recently started pushing to Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, thank you very much for hanging out with us there. We've been kind of experimenting with that multicasting option for the video side of things. We also, Tan had been pushing to TikTok for a little while, kind of like in a weird roundabout way. So we're trying to like branch out the show as much as possible. But ultimately, it's been a YouTube podcast. But Tan and I had this conversation when he was in town with me last week, and we both agreed that one of the number one things that people bring up to us when we talk about the show in real life, like outside of the digital world, when we say, hey, I actually host a podcast, and they're like, oh, well, where can I find it? And it's like, oh, it's on YouTube. And then people go, oh, like, okay, so it's not like really a podcast, right? Like it's just like a video stream. You're just a streamer. It's kind of the tone we tend to get. And people always ask like, well, what platforms are you on? And that's all we got. It's like, well, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And now Twitch, But I think ultimately when we talk to people, we're like, hey, we host a podcast. We were like, we really need to be able to say that we're on podcast platforms where podcasts are found, So we decided to jump into action finally. And we are now branching out into the audio podcast realm. And we have begun uploading past episodes of the Galactic Window to other platforms beyond YouTube. Originally, you can find our podcast on YouTube Music under the podcast tab. So that's technically the one place we have been, but we are now found on platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music, and actually like a huge list of other platforms that I don't think anybody else knows about. Because I think I've heard of Deezer before, but I don't know any of these other like podcast exclusive platforms, but we do stream to them now. So we've been kind of uploading the backlog of episodes that we have over the past week, trying to catch up to where we are right now. It takes some time because I actually have to go in and edit. Tan and I recorded some intros and outros, and we got to splice together, polish it up a little bit, and then export it again and re-upload and ship to these platforms. So it's really exciting because now we can just actually advertise. Our podcast is basically everywhere. That's kind of where we're at with it. And it feels so good to say that, we're not just a YouTube show. You can find the audio versions of every episode somewhere else too. So if you are a casual listener and you guys watch us later, but it's been an inconvenience to pull up YouTube, maybe that's not your primary audio platform, like go find us on Apple Podcasts because maybe you're an iPhone user, or Amazon because you just prefer using it with your Amazon Echo in your kitchen. And while you're cooking, now you can literally tell your Alexa, hey, play the Galactic Window Space Podcast episode 22 or something like that. It's pretty cool. So the options have now increased for you guys to enjoy the show wherever you are, whatever devices you use, whatever services you use. And that's my extremely long-winded explanation of the exciting announcement that we have. So I realized I was rambling, but
wait,
I'm stoked, dude.
Are you saying the Galactic Window Space Podcast is now on all major podcast platforms?
That is actually the shorter and more concise way of saying it.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Yo, this is huge. It's official now.
It is.
It's official. It feels good. It feels good to say that our podcast is now on all or most major podcasting platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so silly for doing this, but I was listening to all of our episodes just because I needed to hear it for myself.
Yeah.
It didn't feel real until I was like at a red light listening to
really
our banter. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, damn, this podcast is good. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah. Well, it's a different experience just removing the video component of it and actually listening to it just with your ears. And I feel like as I've been editing and listening to them, I'm like, yo, this is a different thing, and I am enjoying it. It's a good thing,
Dude, I kind of like the audio component more. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I guess and this is very subjective, but perhaps there's a certain time and place for both of them. But sometimes I like just to be able to hear stuff. If I can't see things, it almost forces me to listen more closely, right? Because I don't have any other clues. So I'm just solely relying on, listening. And yeah, I kind of like it a lot more. And it sounds really good.
Yeah. I love this comment from admin. Heck yeah, it's officially a podcast. Up until this point, it was just a weekly scheduled phone call.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Zoom call with your weird uncles. That's
team meet. Yeah.
It's basically what it's been. It's cool. I think some of the earlier episodes, a lot of those actually were more visually focused. We were doing a lot more visual showcases of photography. And that's not something I'm saying we're stopping from featuring on the show, but because this will always be priority first video podcast. But I think those early episodes are the one that suffer the most because sometimes we had like whole hours where we're just looking at photos. Mm-hmm. and that won't do anybody who's driving any favors because it's like, oh, well, I have no idea what they're looking at.
Unless
maybe
you have
not.
a good imagination.
Yeah, right. Like if you can assume what the elephant trunk nebula looks like, then great. Yeah. Let me read off the list of platforms we are on though, really quick, because I feel like that might be helpful because it is a pretty big list here. All right, so here we go. So officially, if you're an audio listener to the show, you can always find us on YouTube Music first. The podcast will always be on YouTube first, period, because we stream it on Monday nights. But you can find us on audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Good Pods, and True Fans. And I don't know what literally most of those are.
Yeah,
I really have no idea. But I mean, honestly, somebody uses them. And if you do, you can find us now, you know?
Yeah. That being said, it would mean the world if you guys gave them a listen, and gave us a nice little review. You don't have to go all out and give us a heartwarming testimonial if you don't want, but we would appreciate some stars. Maybe a nice 5-star review. It'll really help push the podcast out, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're super excited, and we are looking forward to just moving forward with this new element of all the stuff that we're doing.
I love this comment from Astro Hillbilly. Elephant Trunk Nebula looks like a giraffe snack.
This is true.
That is true.
This is true.
I love the point that you made, dude, about the reviews, because ultimately we wanted to give this podcast extra branches for extra reach, like to bring as many people in as possible, no matter where they are, because sometimes it's all you need. It's just like a different avenue. Those avenues can be open, but they can be amplified by word of mouth and through reviews, because I mean, like most things on the internet these days, people trust certain things that have good reviews. You don't buy that off-brand thing on Amazon unless it has 10,000 reviews with a 4.8 out of 5 stars, right? Like, you don't buy the one that's got 10 reviews and they're like 1.5 stars. You go for the bigger one. So if you guys, can give us a review, we appreciate it. And please do not feel obligated to, it doesn't have to be 5 stars. If you guys think, hey, this is some 2-star bros, 1 star for each host, and that's it. That's fine. Like, I want real reviews. And if that includes constructive feedback, that's awesome as well. So, I think in particular, the platforms that have those that would be the most helpful for is Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I know they have star reviews. Apple has written reviews. You can do one of those. But those are also probably going to be the 2 most popular. Maybe Amazon Music in a close 3rd place, but I don't think they have a star review feature. I already know we've got 4 5-star reviews on Spotify, which is awesome.
Shout out to whoever. It's probably just me. It's me and you.
It's me. Yeah, it's you, me, and you and me burn our accounts.
Yeah.
Right.
It's okay.
Oh my god. Right.
Still counts.
It does. 5 stars are 5 stars. But yeah, that would be super helpful. You know, because we just want to do what we can to get those things pushed and pushed up, and we trust you guys and appreciate everybody for showing up for us. Yeah. So that's, I think, all the notes on that. I mean, it's really exciting. Okay, I take it back. More notes. Like I said, we have a backlog of episodes. Like, tonight's episode 39, which means I've got episodes going back a year and a half, and I need to go through all of them. So I think as of right now, we have up to episode 24, which is with Peter Zelinka from November. So we're just a couple months out, but remember, we stream every week. So we got however many weeks it's been since Peter's episode to catch up to. So my goal is to have us caught up to episode 39 by the end of this week, if I can. I'm trying to plow through them as often as I can with my gaps of free time. So you guys will have to be a little bit patient if you're looking for one of the more recent episodes on audio format, but I think by next week we'll be in good shape. And then that means, I kind of touched on this a bit. Of course, we stream live on YouTube on Monday nights. It will take a little bit of time to get that episode on the audio platforms. So I would say allow for at least 24 hours. My goal is to get it done during the day on Tuesday, the next day, but sometimes life gets in the way. But I will do my absolute best to be exporting and posting that episode within 24 hours after the live stream. So just so you guys have an expectation of what that looks like.
Shout out to Nick for cranking these out.
Let's go,
Cranking
baby.
them out.
Oh, some of that water just went on my nose, dude.
Oh no!
You know that feeling when you like go in the pool and you do a flip underwater and you get the water up your nose? Yeah, I just had that in my studio. That's not something I never thought I'd say, but
That's uncomfortable.
here we are, dude.
It hurts. It hurts.
Oh my gosh. If you guys are just joining us, welcome into the chat. Good to see you. What's up, Steph?
What up? What up? We're official, y'all. Yeah, that's the big announcement. It's been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh, good question here, Tanzanite. Did you skip some weeks? The math ain't mathing. I love the that you have the G on the end of mathing because it was like a slang sentence. The math ain't mathin'. I would have thought it was the math ain't mathin'.
Mathin'.
But it got real formal really quick with that G in the end.
Mathing.
Correct. No, Nick's family misses him. Yeah, right. I've just been this like recluse in my studio editing, staying up all night. But yeah, that's true. I mean, we took about a 7-month break. I did after I started the show. I did 6 episodes within 3 months, and then I stopped because I just lost steam and I lost sight of my goals. And then Tana and I started talking in that 7-month gap, and it was like July at the end of that we came back and have been doing it every single week since last July. So we didn't find our rhythm until July last year. I'll say that. So yeah, there's not an episode for every week for the last year and a half.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Artie Jones.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Dude, it feels weird.
Go ahead, Tan.
I was just gonna say it feels weird that our last episode was in person. I was just out there.
Yeah, dude, you were right over here. You were like 6 feet that way.
It was cool.
A week ago.
Just lounging away.
And now you're like 300 miles that way. Oh wait, no, that way. I got my directions wrong. You're way in the other direction.
Feels weird.
Excuse me. It does. I mean, it's weird because it's very short ago. Is that the right way to say that?
I've never heard that. I like it.
It's very short ago. But at the same time, I don't know why it feels like it's been a month since you've been here. But I think it's probably
a year.
Because I've been like super busy this past week. And my brain, I was telling you before the show, I was like, I still feel like it's Thursday or Friday or something. I'm not caught up.
It's someday right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun having you around, man. And we got to party a little bit harder on Tuesday, the next day after the show. What did we do? We went out again.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
What did we do? We did things.
We went to a barbecue restaurant.
Oh, that's right.
We got barbecue. We got Illinois barbecue.
Yeah, it was good. Had to end it with some good food.
Well, it's kind of tradition now to get barbecue when we're together because you know, I got barbecue when I visited you and it was fantastic. And I was like, I got to return that favor. Let me show you my barbecue place.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold that phone. Dawn Morrow coming in.
You, Richard.
No. Well,
W's in the chat for Dawn.
yeah. Hey, you got a freebie.
That was a close one.
I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Things acting weird. It's been acting weird lately.
Yeah, W's in the chat for Dawn for sure. 20 gifted Orbital Alliance memberships. Holy smoker rollies.
Yeah. That's insane.
Incredibly generous.
Thank you so freaking much.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. I hope I gotta remember to like actually pull up our episodes here on the site because I need to see who's actually receiving these. You know? Let me pull that up real quick. I didn't get a notification. Did I see that was in the chat too? People not getting notifications that we're going live tonight?
Yeah, did you let us know? Did you guys get a notification? Did you just know that we were on? This feedback would be incredibly helpful. Just because we always want to make sure that things are working as they should.
Yeah, I wonder what's happening with that. Let's see. I see at least one person. No, two. Oh, there was a bunch. Yeah.
I did not get one tonight. Oh, wow. Yeah, no notifications. What?
Nice. Ton of people.
In the world,
Dang.
yeah.
A lot of regulars soaking up those memberships. Cool. Congratulations if you got one in the chat. Sound off and let us know.
That's weird. I wonder why.
Hmm.
Are we getting punished
I
for
think we are
kicking
getting
ass?
punished. Yeah.
We've been promoting too much other podcasting platforms.
Right.
No notice.
Interesting. That's okay.
Okay.
Kind of on that note, you guys, just want to give you a huge thanks if you are a member and you're supporting us. Huge thanks if you've given us supers to support us, because I want to tell you guys how we've been using that stuff. This announcement about not switching, but increasing our reach through audio only versions of the show, that was not possible without you guys. We now
Seriously,
have
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably one of the biggest hindrances for me by not making this move sooner was I didn't have the money to do it. And is it really expensive? No, but it is a recurring fee for hosting, just like we use for the video service StreamYard that we have here. StreamYard is a recurring fee. We use Buzzsprout to push our podcasts audio wise, and it's a fantastic platform, but it costs money. And uploading the backlog of episodes actually incurs an extra fee because I've already breached the limit of hours per month, and it's like, I mean, we're like way over. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get it done, and it's great because we actually have the funds to do it. So seriously, you guys are actually
Thank
making
you so much.
the show exists right now because of you. And these opportunities for other people to listen are happening because of you. So huge thank you. If you do want to become a member, all you have to do is click the join button under the video. Sometimes it's not there for certain folks. I don't know why. Or you can wait for someone to gift a membership, because I mean, we have some very generous people who like Dawn, who's throwing them in tonight. You might be the lucky recipient of a membership. And then the supers, if you guys want to do that, you can always throw a super sticker or a super chat in the live chat on YouTube. Or if you're a listener later, you can come back to the video, and I think it says thanks under the video. It's a little dollar sign that says thanks. Click that, and you can do what you want with it. It's not required, of course, to enjoy the show by any means. Just wanted to know there is an avenue. There are some bonus features you guys get, like inside scoops on what's happening behind the scenes, and opportunities to be on the show in some capacity. So keep that in mind, and we appreciate every single one of you for it.
Yeah. I just want to add one more thing. It's there are so many ways to support us, and again, if you decide to support monetarily, whether that's through 20 memberships or if it's $1, collectively, literally all of that is the reason why we're able to do the things that we're doing now. So just know that there is no amount that's too little, and if you can't, that is completely fine. We love you guys just being here, liking the live stream, sharing it out, subscribing, all of those. So again, there are so many ways to support us, and I don't think one is more important than the other, but just know you guys are making this possible. So thank you so much.
And now I'm thinking of another thing, so I'm going to just continue to tack onto the endless train here of
Let's go.
awesomeness. We have been reaching out to guests that require fees to book. So that's another way that you guys are supporting us that you haven't seen yet. Kind of, again, behind the scenes a little bit. So that you guys are literally giving us the chance to talk to guests on a different level, which is a great opportunity. It's not required, but it's something that we would like to do for you guys. So how you guys support us is literally giving yourselves the chances to hear from really, really amazing people. So that's just something that's kind of going on as well. So yeah, that's really exciting. That was not the case in September of 2023. You know?
Dude, we've come a long way in such a short amount of time. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
I was like chopping up some old clips, and I revisited my first episode when I was just a guest on your show. And it's so crazy how much has changed, because like even for myself, I was super nervous, man. I could just see it. I was watching myself. I'm like, dude, I almost like want to just omit this episode completely and just hide it.
Yeah.
But, perhaps I'm going to say the same thing about even the episodes that we're doing now. Perhaps that just means growth. But yeah, so much has happened in the short amount of time we've been on here.
Do you feel comfortable in your skin as a podcast host?
I
at
do.
this point? Mm-hmm.
I know there's still things that I'm working on and I'm learning, but overall, I didn't think I would ever get here, man. It's so different. It is honestly really different live streaming, like on TikTok, versus doing this where we're having a more structured conversation.
Right. Yeah, and it's a different beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're. I mean, it may even be the same people. You know, a lot of the people here are the people who hang out with you, and not yet. Soon.
We're gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully he won't expect too much, or he won't charge too much. Is what I was trying to say.
Right. Man, I feel like I'm gonna burp. Sorry.
Let it out.
Just let it rip, dude.
Just let it rip.
Yeah, I mean, when I go back to the early episodes too, as I was editing, I got a chance to listen to a little bit, and yeah, I was a little more spazzy, I think, in my early episodes. That's probably the best word I can think of. I was a little more hyper, high energy, because I also felt like I needed to deliver on a personality. And as the shows went on, I feel like I found more comfort in my abilities, feel slightly more confident in my interviewing skills over the shows, and that takes over for itself. Like, I think in the first maybe half of the episodes that we've done so far, I was showing up to episodes with like lists of questions in case I couldn't think of something, you know? And I realized that was way more of a hindrance to me showing up as a real person than it was being prepared, quotes. I'm making air quotes for those of you listening on the audio version. But now I'm like, I should have a honed in, dialed in skill set that allows me to deliver on a quality interview conversationally. And it doesn't mean I need to be perfect. I'm going to have moments where I have a blank brain, but like to be able to exercise a muscle that allows me to devise questions and interview well without support, I think that's where I want to be. And you know, it's the best interviewers in the world, like talk show hosts, they got a card with questions, but like I want to be in a place where I can host that and facilitate that type of an environment every episode, no matter what. And again, it's not to say I don't need to be prepared, like, or that I completely blow off, you know, when we have a guest or something like that. Like, I do my research, but like, yeah, I don't know. I feel more natural when I'm not holding a card, and I'm the same way when I'm a public speaker as well. If I'm giving a speech or speaking in front of people, like, I will burn my script, guaranteed. You know, I can't do it. I cannot stand looking at stuff because it removes the humanity. I will look the crowd in the eyes 100% of the time because I just know I will show up better that way. And I feel the same way about the podcast. So that's what I've noticed about myself.
No, I like it.
Go ahead, Tan. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, my bad, dude. I saw really quick. Richard Jones was asking the gifting. Is it not showing up again? Is it doing that thing where it punks out and doesn't? I don't know. I wish I knew what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
I see it on my end. It's there for me.
Let me see. Show your support for it's the icon, right? It says membership gifting.
There is a little dollar sign.
Yeah.
Oh, it just says memberships.
Members. What does it normally say? Membership gifting, membership.
There's no option for doing the supers.
Yeah,
That's
broke. Anyway. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I know. Yeah, it might be something that we might have to look on our end.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if it's because we're also multicasting to.
But it's weird because we've been doing multicasting since January. I think it's the 4th week you've done it, and 3 weeks ago it said that it wasn't there, and then it came back last week, and now it's not there anymore.
Make up your mind, YouTube. Make up your mind.
For real. Well, either way, yeah, we're just glad you guys are here hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all good. Do you remember what you were going to say, Tan? Before I so rudely interrupted.
Oh no. I don't know. It probably wasn't anything important.
Okay.
It was something along the lines of like reading scripts, but I don't remember.
Yeah, well, here we go. Here's a comment from Astro Hillbilly. With cards, you read rather than speak, for sure. And I don't know, maybe it's just the age of media we're in. I feel like I've never been more aware of people reading than ever. And maybe it's because I'm a video producer by trade. So when I'm interviewing people, you know, I just try whatever I use every resource I have within my power to make sure people don't seem like they're reading. So I'm hypersensitive to it. Like literally, if I'm doing a video interview for a fully produced video, sitting someone down in front of cameras with lights and everything, not my podcast, but like actually a video for a job. 9 times out of 10, people we're interviewing will say, "Hey, can you give me the questions in advance so I can prepare my answers?" And I say 10 out of 10 times, absolutely not. Because it's just, you just don't show up natural and you will stumble. And when you do mess up naturally, you're going to be like, well, I rehearsed this all night last night because I knew the answer and now I can't get it right. And then take 47 later, we're still sitting there trying to get that first question done when you could have just said it naturally. And at the end of the day, the question was just, hey, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? And it's like, well, I didn't say it the right way because I wrote it down, you know?
Yeah.
So just say McDonald's, you know?
Super relatable. I've been there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Dude, I was on a shoot this week at a pool and spa service provider where they install and design pools and landscapes for backyards.
Oh, nice.
It was really cool. I don't know much about that, so it was neat to talk to some experts and hear literally their reasonings for why they do things a certain way, and like get to be like literally was shooting fields. I was like surrounded by jacuzzis and like hot tubs.
Did you get in?
I leaned on the edge of one.
Nice.
For a second.
Worth it.
Yep. I really wanted one because some of those things look super nice, dude.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And I got a backyard with nothing in it. So
how long was the shoot?
A couple hours. We interviewed 2 people. They're like the president of the company, another guy, like big wig guy, and they were great. And it was like 45 minutes to an hour each for each guy. They just gave us their best answers about why their company exists, what they do, and it was cool. It's just like I love the diversity of subjects sometimes when I go on jobs, because I'm in hospitals, I'm doing like schools, elementary schools, to pool and spa places, and the spread is so wide. You get to meet some people you otherwise would have never had any chance, and then you get to know like their life story. Like sometimes I'm like interviewing people and people are like crying because the stories they're telling are like so moving. Like, and then there's other times where you're in things where people are laughing so hard, because they're telling a funny story. You get like varying emotions, varying backgrounds. Super cool. But
nice.
I think that's why I like doing this show so much. It's because like it same thing, but just in a different way. Get to interview people, talk with humans, and get like real human stories.
It's my favorite part, man.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Since I said you might have to try it from a browser in desktop mode. It's not working for me too, and honestly, we appreciate it, Richard Jones, but don't stress out too much about it. I just want you to just enjoy the show.
And if you're really looking for a way, maybe just check after the show, check the video, and see if that thanks button pops up. That might be the best way to try to do it. But yeah, otherwise, it's okay. Let it slide, and we'll still be here next week. You can still hang out.
Yep.
So Tan, you were telling me that this weekend you and your community, the Milk Gang, got to watch a movie. Do you want to tell us about what movie you were watching?
It's called October Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty dang good movie.
I was going to ask, what'd you think?
I think it's up there with some of my top favorite astronomy movies. The first time I had watched it, I don't remember how long ago. I was a wee little guy. I was a kid.
Okay, so you have seen it at least
I have
one,
seen it,
one other point.
but I don't think I understood the whole idea or any of the plot I don't. I think I just had it in the background maybe,
Mm,
and it's a good movie, man.
it is.
There's so many lessons that could be learned from movies like that, and although you aren't like the character, there's a lot of things that you could kind of like relate with your own life, like the importance of like mentorship, resilience, and honestly just following your dreams. So I think the movie did a really good job of tackling all of those points and making it really digestible for the audience, which
Mhm.
is sometimes difficult for movies to do. You know, um, yeah. There's just something about like movies that get an idea across without having to be super flashy and having a bunch of like CGI or a bunch of crazy effects.
Right.
I feel like the more and more, like when I was younger, I used to think watching older movies was kind of lame. I'm like, oh man, this movie's old. I don't want to watch it. And then now that I'm older, I'm actually leaning more towards watching some of the older films versus some of the newer ones that are being put out
Right.
because of how simple they are.
Yeah. I love your comment about the power of not having a ton of CGI. It's like this crazy marvel that somehow real human stories can outdo engineering feats and computer generated graphics and all that stuff. Like, who knew?
Yeah, it's called telling just a good story.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. There's no filler. I feel like a lot of movies nowadays, they are like, okay, we have to use these extra tools like CGI or special effects to like make up for the lack of like story that are in movies.
Right.
It was a very inspirational story. Let me know in the chat if you guys have seen it. If you're listening and you have never watched October Sky, or in fact, even if you have watched it, I would say it's a good time to revisit.
It's this movie right here. Here's the
How much do you want
Blu-ray.
for it? Oh, on Blu-ray?
You have this on Blu-ray, yeah.
Sheesh.
It's from 1999, this movie. So for all you youngsters out there who weren't born in the previous century like we were, yeah, like Tan's saying, a little bit of an older movie, but highly recommended. Just fantastic story, timeless. Jake Gyllenhaal is the lead. He was a young Jake Gyllenhaal. Legend Laura Dern is in it, a la Jurassic Park,
Mm-hmm.
and Star Wars now, and many other things. She's phenomenal. And also one of my other favorites, Chris Cooper. He plays Homer's dad, Homer Hickam Sr. I loved him in the Bourne movies. So if you love Jason Bourne, Chris Cooper is a legend. Yeah, I mean, for those of you, I might go a little bit into spoiler territory on this movie. So for those of you who don't want to listen, please feel free to pause and come back after you've watched the movie. No pressure. But I guess it came out in 1999. So, Tan, do you think it's safe to talk about a movie that's 26 years older?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair game. I mean, the story follows a young high school boy, Homer Hickam, in rural West Virginia in a town called Coalwood, which was a mining town. So this mining company literally owned this village, so to speak, in the mountains. So everything was company property: their homes, the school, the store, everything. And it was this little local town, and all their families grew up there because, at the time, the men worked in the mines, and that's where they lived. You couldn't live anywhere else. Every day they're just mining coal. So basically, if you grew up there, you grew up and became a miner as well. And your only opportunity to not do that was to be really good at sports and get like a football scholarship. So Homer doesn't want that. And he does his best to break into rocket science, which is kind of a absurd thing to even propose in a town like that, because they're like, there's no way you're going to get out on an academic scholarship and go somewhere else and actually go to school for something real. Like, you're going to just stay here and mine coal. That's what you're destined to do. You live in Coalwood, son. That's literally what this story is about, is him kind of breaking out of the chains of this, like, lineage that has been given to him, this generational duty to be a miner. And he and his friends break into rocket launching. They build these homemade rockets at a time when that sort of information was not readily available. They had to find ways of learning how to make rockets, learning how to read and learn about it. The internet, of course, didn't exist, and it takes place in the 1950s. Let's just say that. All at the time that, spaceflight and rocketry on its own was just at its dawn. It kind of starts at the time of Sputnik, so 1957, which is sort of the illusion, with an A, not an I, allusion, to the name October Sky, which, fun fact, so the movie is actually based on a book called Rocket Boys, which is basically, it's the memoir of Homer Hickam. I have the version that's actually titled October Sky, but it's
nice.
originally Rocket Boys. And fun fact, I bought this in West Virginia too, because I have family there. But it was called Rocket Boys, and then later when the movie rights got sold, they're like, we need a different name for this. We have to change the name. Turns out, the fun fact, I think the term is it anagram? You rearrange the letters, Rocket Boys. They use every single letter. It becomes October Sky.
What?
Mm-hmm. And the cool tie-in there
Cool.
is that Sputnik was launched in October of 1957. So that was kind of one of the pivotal, influential moments, was everybody looking up at Sputnik and watching it fly over in Colwood, West Virginia in October of 1957. So how wild is that? That like the term October Sky had nothing to do with the original book, but it was,
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
swap the letters and it makes October Sky. So the movie's called October Sky, the book Rocket Boys. But
That was an
anyway,
important time. Space race.
it was, because people were freaking terrified, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, these Russians are going to drop bombs on us and they're kill us, like, no matter where we are, with this little basketball-sized Sputnik probe that's flying over.
Tans and I probably forgot. She said I told you that when we watched the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we watched the movie? Yeah, that was a good movie. It was it's a roller coaster of emotions. I just feel like it's pretty rare that movies I have that effect with movies nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 out of 10. Again, I would highly recommend you guys watching it if you have never seen it, and just to still revisit it if it's been a while.
Yeah, and the real man, Homer Hickam, he's in his 80s now. He's very active on social media, and he's an author predominantly. He's written many books, and some fiction and others more memoirs beyond Rocket Boys. And I followed him on Twitter for years. X, formerly Twitter. And he actually follows me on X, and I still don't remember why. I must have been like posting space photos at one point, and I think I commented on something of his once, and maybe he was like, "Who's this guy?" And then, so he still follows me. So I don't know. It's weird. But we were talking. We should get Homer on the show at some point.
Post a photo of you holding the book and the Blu-ray,
Just
and then
totally selling out.
say this is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. If only the person who wrote this would be on our podcast that's about space.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I could do that.
That'll work. Okay.
I think so.
Nice.
Um,
Sakura says she's gonna watch it tonight. All right, cool. Do it. Let us know how it is.
Yes.
Get that man on the show. We're gonna try. We are gonna try.
Yeah, he also served in the Vietnam War, so he's an Army veteran, and he served in combat in Vietnam, which is pretty wild. So if you watch the story and you see him in this movie portrayed as basically a kid, then you just got to think about the rest of the life that this guy lived. It's also pretty insane. And then he worked at NASA for a while, like training astronauts through mostly like the shuttle program.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty insane.
One of my favorite components of the movie is the I mentioned this earlier, but the role of mentors and teachers.
Hmm.
His teacher, I feel like that could be a make or break moment for a lot of people. It's crazy how much, how far like your support will carry you. Something as encouraging as your teacher pushing you, or
Hmm.
someone to kind of guide you and let you know that although you face resistance, that you should still try. Because like think
Mhm.
if what was it Miss Riley?
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, think about it if Miss Riley like wasn't who she was. That could have been like that would have steered him off course. That could have been it.
Right.
So I think for me that's kind of a lesson for me and like our community, and whether if you're listening to this like maybe this could be a lesson for you too, but don't underestimate the importance of mentorship, encouragement for whatever it is.
It's a
It's
good point.
powerful.
It is. Yeah, she's a steadfast cheerleader and support for Homer throughout the whole story, and she
Mhm.
never loses steam.
Exactly.
She's kind of this paragon for him
Hmm.
when he can't be, um, and that not only is excellent for the story because that as from a story writing perspective, heroes need faults, otherwise, who cares? Like it's just the perfect person otherwise. So they need to falter and waver and find things that like steer them off course, but then they need that voice of reasoning to help steer them back to the path they were destined to be on, so they can complete their hero's journey. It's basically what happens. Miss Riley is the key to that. Um, and
W's in the
it's
chat for Miss Wiley.
yeah, seriously, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
incredible.
hmm I mean, I watched this movie when I was in high school. My geometry teacher
Hmm.
pulled it up on a day that we didn't have any like curriculum or something, or I can't remember what the reason was. It was like, hey, we have a free day today. Let's just watch a movie. And she put it on. I think we watched it over the course of like 2 days or 2.5 days.
Let me
And
interject real quick.
yeah, do it.
Did she roll out the black cart with the old TV on top? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Um, well, yeah, I'm going to say, I don't remember exactly. And I'm going to say most likely because at that point in time, um, digital things were still not even that. They certainly weren't in schools.
Yeah.
We hadn't quite made that switch over. So the likelihood that it was a TV on a cart was actually really high, but I don't remember.
Right on.
So, mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was just curious.
It's a critical detail, and I'm
Yeah.
full agreement with you. It does make or break the story. That's not sarcastic. That's true. I think it's a sign of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you know what was a time that I do remember having a TV on a cart for a space experience?
Mm.
In 1999, when John Glenn flew in his 70s aboard the space shuttle and became the oldest person in space. I remember I was in third grade, and the classroom across the hall was broadcasting on TV, and our class went over there to watch the shuttle launch with John Glenn on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was on a TV on a cart. I do remember that.
Yes, the OG.
Yep. That was a cool
like
day.
And you said 93?
99.
Yeah, 99. Right
Yep.
on.
Man. But yeah, seriously, cannot recommend October Sky. I was glad when you said you were watching it, I was like, bro, I wish I was there because that would have been super fun. I'm probably gonna go watch it after this now too. I'm gonna join Sakura, and we're gonna just have a watch party.
Do it. Man, I'll probably have to watch it again.
I don't know how many times I've seen it, and every time I watch it, I get teary-eyed at many points because it's a very emotional story. But
It
I
is.
always get fired up to love space in the most pure way. You know.
Yep.
Mhm.
You'll have to kind of help us out figure out the next astronomy movie that we'll watch.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm kind of leaning towards like the older movies as well. But
Sure.
yeah, definitely join us next time.
Can do.
I don't think Nick's in our Discord.
I'm not.
Lame.
So lame.
What's up, trash? Trash? I mean, no. What's up, Ashley? It says Ash. Oh god, I'm just gonna own up to it.
Did you almost just say Ashley Trashly?
I'm just gonna own up to it. I have no words. We're getting canceled, bro. I'm so sorry. What's up, trash is wild, dude. Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Look, in my defense, Ashley, you gotta change your username.
Yeah, right. I can't blame this one on you, Tan. I gotta say, this one's on her.
Oh man, that's wild. Now we see what you really think of the chat.
Yeah.
Reported for bullying. That's so funny. I accept. That's fair.
I know. Angie,
man.
me too. My stomach is like tying up right now.
That came out so strong too. I was like so excited to say hi.
Clip it.
Yeah, I'm a little out of it tonight.
That's okay, dude.
Oh man.
I think you just shook it up.
Mm-hmm.
We're shaken, not stirred tonight. He was trying. Here we go. Here's the real answer. He was trying to diss Nick and say hello at the same time. Says Tanzanite. Oh,
Good times.
my
Good
gosh.
times. Good times.
So, years ago, for those of you who grew up with Pokemon as a thing in your life, mainly 90s kids, the main character in the TV show is Ash Ketchum, and my sister-in-law went as Trash Ketchum for Halloween one year.
Nice.
And it was like this like grungy version of him. It was pretty great.
Oh, I love it.
It made me think of that.
Trash Ketchum. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
Well,
man,
that's going to be on a audio only episode on
Yeah,
all major platforms.
right.
So now you guys can listen to it.
Well, Tan will diss you for money from now on. You gotta.
Yeah, I'll do one of those little cameo things. I
Uh-huh.
forgot what they're called.
Yeah, cameos.
Is that what it is? Oh.
I did one of those for one of my best friends, maybe like 3 years ago. A bunch of my friends pooled up money and we cashed in on one. We got Jeff Steitzer, who is the guy who does the multiplayer announcer for Halo, the video game.
No way.
So for those of you who played Halo ever, even if you just listen to it be played, if you watch people play online, every time something happens, there's a guy who does a voice for all the medals. You guys a double kill, triple kill, like all those things, like that guy. So we got him to record some birthday messages for our friend, and it was dirt cheap, and it was entertaining beyond belief. And he's the nicest dude ever. So if you're looking for a good cameo for the nerd in your life, Jeff Steitzer all day.
Dude, now I kind of want to do one. Or like find someone.
Mhm.
I just don't know who would be a good person to have.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, there's people. There's a lot of like actors who are like supporting actors on there.
Mm-hmm.
You get like, there's a ton of people from The Office on Cameo. So you're
that's
not going to
cool.
get Michael Scott, or you're not going to get Jim Halpert, but you could get like Kevin and Stanley and stuff like that. They have those like the like slightly more ancillary characters on a lot of shows and movies that make cameos.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sure you can find some voice actors too.
yes, yeah, for sure.
Richard Jones says another good movie, Fairy Tale, Flying Pirates, Celestial Love, All in a Magical Land, Stardust, Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, Claire Danes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Gonna go ahead and feature that here.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of any of those. Flying Pirates sounds pretty gnarly. Does anyone do Pokemon Go still? It's been a while.
I was really huge into Pokemon Go for a while. I grinded to level 40, and then it was like I got to level 40 like mere weeks before they raised the level cap, and we're talking that was like 4 or 5 years after the game started. I finally made it, and then like, oh yeah, by the way, you can get to level 50 now, and I was like, oh come on, and getting level 50 is like harder than reaching level 40 like 10 times over. It's like ridiculous. So I gave up. But I will say, playing Pokemon Go is super fun when you're traveling. Playing it in my daily life became toxic because I was playing it all the time. And then I started dropping money in the store and like buying extra stuff. Because I was actually doing like raids around town. I would like drive around and meet up with people and, you know, do all that. But when you're traveling, you're in unique places. It's super fun to walk around like towns and cities and hit all the Pokestops and try to see unique things and find unique Pokemon in weird places. So,
oh man, you were really into it.
I was.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a day one player. I have like my account is from day one, and I was so excited when it officially came out.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear? I don't know if this is fake news, but I heard something along the lines of the company that was using it for spatial mapping. Do you know anything about that?
I did see articles about that going around. Niantic is the company that made Pokemon Go.
Let's see, Niantic.
And yeah, there was some. I don't know anything about it other than the headlines that people were saying they were abusing the data. But I mean, also it wouldn't surprise me. It's literally what the game is founded on. You know?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so check this out. Players of Pokemon Go may not have realized it, but they've been training more than they've been training more than their Pokemon. Niantic, the developer behind the popular mobile game Pokemon Go, announced last week it is building an AI model to map the physical world. This large geospatial model would utilize data collected from players to achieve spatial intelligence. So they actually announced it.
Dang.
Wow.
Well, there was a feature they added to Pokestops, which were formerly just places that you would digitally interact with on your phone. But they wanted people they gave you a bonus if you like used your camera and walked around the site and gave them video footage of the locations, which now then you can interpret, you know, a 3D space doing that.
Right.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Smart.
It was out in the open years ago when they added that feature, but they never marketed it as such.
One of my friends got a check from that lawsuit. Oh, wow. Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I said, not a surprise because it's right there, but at the same time, you know, we just kind of, how are we supposed to be treating it? Is it a crime or is it just Tuesday? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I'm sure like the Oculus headsets are pretty much doing the same thing.
Right.
Probably spying on you right now.
Right, because they have cameras on them, right? Oculus.
Have you seen Serenity? Okay, I feel like I mention this every time I hear that. So either I'm just rereading you mentioning it, Richard Jones, or I'm just seeing it like a bunch of different times from different people. Serenity. That is a movie that keeps on popping up.
Is that the Firefly sequel? The movie that tied up Firefly, the show, Serenity, or is it a different Serenity?
Maybe it is because he did mention something about Firefly.
Because Firefly is an amazing show, and it ran for one season and then got canceled. And then fans threw a fit, and then I think it was like 3 years later, the studio decided, okay, let's make a movie and then wrap up the story using this, and then fans will be satisfied.
See, I see a 2005 and then 2019. The crew of ships ready to try to evade an assassin sent to recapture. Okay, that's probably not it.
2005 is the one that's the sequel to the Firefly show. 2019, I think, has nothing to do with that.
Okay. That's the one then, 2005.
So if you watch the 2005 one, do not watch it unless you've watched all of Firefly.
Okay.
Got Nathan Fillion in it and Alan Tudyk, bunch of legends. Amazing sci-fi space show about basically like cowboys who are kind of like Robin Hood, where they try to like help the underdogs by like stealing from the big bad guys. And And in a way, it's just kind of loose theme. It's not 100% that, but it's a low budget show that made the most of every penny, and it really shows.
Yeah, dude, the ratings are incredible. It's got 8.9 on IMDb. 2002 to 2003. Okay.
Cult classic.
Nice.
Joss Whedon, I think, was the director.
Yeah, Joss Whedon.
Amazing.
Nathan Fillion, Gina Torres, Alan Tudyk.
Yep. Here, Hillbilly. Anything with Alan Tudyk is worthy of watching. 110%. He mainly does. He did that show recently. Wasn't there a show with like an alien that he did recently? But he's a voice actor, mostly nowadays. I think he's in Star Wars. He was K2SO in Star Wars Rogue One. He plays a lot of weird animals in Disney movies that actually don't have voices. They're just chickens. But Resident Alien. Yeah, thanks.
Is that any good? I think I remember seeing that.
I have
Resident
not seen it.
Alien. Yeah, it looked like it was a goofy show.
Yeah, sound off in the chat if that's a good show.
His voice is a chicken from Moana.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, hey, the chicken. It's literally just chicken. It's pretty incredible.
Okay, sweet.
So yeah, Firefly. Do watch. Must watch.
Adding it to the list.
Mm-hmm. It's a space western. Man,
Nice.
there's so many freaking good movies.
We'll have to do a movie night on one of our shows. It'll be just us watching a movie, and you guys will watch us watch the movie.
It'll be like Mystery Science Theater 3000. It should be the silhouettes of our heads in the lower corner. We'll just be heckling the movies.
Heck yeah.
I am Klaus.
Dude. I am Klaus.
I am Klaus. I am Klaus.
I want to watch that so bad, but I've only seen the first one, so I feel the need to watch John Wick 2 and 3 before I yeah.
Yeah, watch them in order for sure. Yeah, definitely go through it. I'm due for a rewatch of the first 3. I've seen the 4th one like 5 times now, and it never gets old.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, what do you say? We can call this one a shorter episode. It's been fun kind of just talking about random things.
Yeah.
Space intermittently sprinkled in there, but yeah, maybe we just keep this one short and sweet.
Keep it a little chill.
Keep it chill.
Yeah, we had a big announcement, and again, if you guys maybe tuned in late, we're on all major audio platforms. If you guys can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and whatever you watch, show some love. Give us some reviews, please. We're trying to just go out, like get as much head start as we can, and all those reviews help out immensely. So if you can take a little bit of your time, help us out, that would mean the world.
And do please, if you guys end up watching October Sky, or reading the book, or Rocket Boys, or watching the movie, please let us know what your thoughts are on the story. Leave maybe a comment on this video.
Yeah.
Come back in a couple days after you've watched it or something, and then let us know. I would love to discuss it more. So at some point, but
You know what? Here's your guys' homework. You have an entire week to do this. Watch October Sky so we can talk about it some more on our next episode. We'll have a little brief segment just for that.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Yeah, y'all got homework. Tan thinks fans are trash.
No one's gonna let you live that one down, dude.
Yeah, I don't blame you guys.
Oh man, I seriously, I gotta clip that.
I'm just glad it wasn't anything like super out of pocket.
Right.
It could have been worse. Could have been worse.
It really could have been.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it too. I just remember being super excited to say hello. Now I'm gonna be super self-conscious anytime I greet anyone. Hey, welcome in.
You just feel really like timid
Welcome
about
in.
it.
Yeah.
What did we just kind of talk timidly? Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for the gifts.
This is getting very ASMR really quickly. Hey guys,
I am Klaus.
I'm Klaus. Ash is trash. Is that right? I can't even do that. I can't do it. I can't
Good
keep up.
times.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Oh man. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's call this the end. We're clearly off the rails. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight on YouTube, the live stream. Like Tan said, we're now on audio platforms, so please go find your favorite one. Tune in there as well during the week if you missed this. And yeah, it's been a blast. Appreciate you all. And keep thinking about spacey things all the time. Never lose sight about the wonders of the night sky, because it's available to every single human on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all on the other side.